Welcome back, Proxies. I can't express to you how grateful I am that you've chosen to spend your time with me here on the Proxy Principal. I'm committed to bringing you a mix of voices and conversations that lift you out of the everyday noise and into something deeper. Each episode is designed to spark growth, sharing real experiences and insights that move us all forward. And not just practically, but spiritually and holistically too. Of course, none of it truly matters without you being part of the journey. So if this show resonates with you, be sure to follow, rate, and leave a review. Share your thoughts, your takeaways, and even your ideas for future episodes. Every comment and every rating helps us reach more listeners and keep these meaningful conversations going. And don't keep the magic to yourself. Share the proxy principle with your friends, your colleagues, and your community. Because when we all come together with intention, there's no limit to what we can create.
The Proxy Principal.
Lights, camera, consciousness. From the heart of Burbank, California, where storytelling meets the supernatural, today's Proxy Principal podcast bridges Hollywood and higher awareness. With over 25 years as a media consultant, spiritual counselor, and transformational leader, our next guest has guided writers, creators, executives, and seekers alike toward unlocking their fullest potential on the page, on the screen, and in life. A graduate of California State University Northridge with degrees in religious studies and TV and film production, he's taught everywhere from Cerritos Community College to the Learning Light Foundation, developed the trademarked characters by the numbers for the entertainment industry, and served as a professional psychic medium at events from Southern California charity galas to wrap parties for hit TV productions. Certified in hypnotherapy, Reiki, NLP, Feng Shui, and trained with international medium Robert Brown, he brings spirit, science, and story together in this next conversation. This is where media meets mysticism, where character development becomes soul development, where ancient wisdom powers modern platforms. If you're ready to expand your influence, elevate your consciousness, and design a life that's both meaningful and enchanting, you might just be interested in today's episode. I'm Candy Rand, and I want to welcome today's transformational coach to the podcast, Niko Xiros. Hello, Niko, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate the opportunity coming on and just talking to you about this, my favorite subject, metaphysics and all this stuff. I love it. So thank you.
I love it too, and you're a good one to be talking to about it. We've never worked together, have we?
No, we never have. We just have a mutual friend.
We do, and at the time, for me, he was somewhat of an acquaintance,
Right.
and he knew that I was into the woo-woo stuff,
Yeah.
and I think he was trying to woo me and wanted to impress me. So he said, "Oh, I've got this friend."
Yep.
And I think he
remember
even
that.
told you, "Hey, put in a good word for me." From what I remember.
I remember that so clearly because Mike never would call me like that. The call was really interesting. He's like, "Hey, bud, yeah, I was wanting to come over and visit you." I'm like, "You're gonna come over to Burbank and you're gonna visit me for what?" "Oh, this is gal Candace. I really want to impress her and blah blah blah." And you're right, he did say that. Put in a good word
It's so
for
funny.
me.
He's gonna love that. He's gonna love that we're talking about him right now on the show.
Oh no, he's fun, and and I know exactly how you feel. What he doesn't believe in this stuff, and he has seen me countless times do readings for all these clients, and he still doesn't believe in it. He says, "Oh yeah, it's whatever." But what's funny? Saturday he did say, "You know, Niko, I don't believe in this stuff, but I know that you're really good at what you do."
Well, it's funny too because obviously it worked because I'm with him. We're talking about my guy, Michael, and we've been together almost 6 years now.
Yeah, no, that was
So
like yesterday.
well, it's not like you
Right.
put a spell out there or anything.
No,
It's
no,
just that you
no.
helped him out.
Did I
You
seal the
helped me
deal for
out.
you though, maybe?
What was
I
that?
Did I help seal the deal for you? Meaning that
Possibly. I
yeah.
mean, you were involved.
No, absolutely. And of course, the thing is when I do readings, it's always about the good stuff. It's never about the bad or, you got to watch out for this or what. It's always about the good stuff. And I love Michael. Mike has been like my oldest friend in the business. We trained with the same guy. And it's just so funny that he still doesn't believe after all the stories and all the people I've read where he's seeing what I can do and he still doesn't believe in it. But you're really good at it, though, Nico. I know that. Okay, Mike. All right.
Well,
Thanks.
here's what's funny about it is, and I come across a lot of people
Yeah.
like Michael where they say they don't believe in this stuff,
Right.
but you're one of these people when you're speaking, it it doesn't sound woo woo. It's more there's a logical
Yes.
base that you're coming from, and I think once we get into this conversation, people will understand that
Yes.
we all have spirit.
Yeah. Yeah,
And it's a
absolutely.
matter of how tapped in we are, and I will tell you, as much as Michael likes for people to think that he doesn't believe, he's
Right.
probably got more soul than
Yeah.
anybody that I know, and he
Right.
uses it, and he knows when he's tapped in. So
Yeah. Oh, it's called intuition. We all have it.
exactly.
We're all intuitive. We're all psychic, whatever word that you want to use. But the thing is it's a God natural gift that we have. Some people choose to use it. Some people don't. I've always choose to use it. I use it like, and I've trained myself. It's like going to the gym. If you have everybody has intuitive skills, but the more you use it, the more you train, the more you do exercises, the better you're going to get. But some people just like, yeah, okay, you know what, that was lucky that I guess that. No, I do believe to a certain degree, and it's just some people choose to use it, some people don't, and most guys don't. But I have always done that. My thing is like, no, it's definitely a plus to use when I'm especially doing this kind of work, helping people find their purpose. So
Right,
that's basically what it comes down to for me.
right. So
So,
you and Michael met in the business,
yep,
you rig lighting.
yep. Lighting my light.
Well, you're
Now,
retired now.
well, technically, yes. Technically, I'm considered a part-time, no, an active retiree. So I am in the business, but I'm not. I'm getting my pension, but I still can work so many hours a month.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's in the business, it's just been devastated by no work. And so that was one of the reasons why I retired is because just finding a hard time trying to find work. There's not a lot of work here anymore. It's all gone to Europe and all over the place. And my thing is that, you know what, I'm also taking advantage of my retirement. I had a full retirement, but I still like to stay active in it, like working a few days here and there, like I did last week with Mike.
Right. What
So
does it entail to rig, so to speak? What are you
rigging
doing?
is, let's say, you're shooting today, but tomorrow you're going to be, I don't know, downtown LA. Well, we would be rigging the cable, the lights, if it's exterior, interior, we would be doing all that for the first unit set lighting crew. So the thing is when they would show up, they don't have to do all that stuff. So what it does is it speeds up production and they can start immediately. So the thing is so let's say the next day you go to that location, downtown LA, you shoot. Well, we're behind you now where you were shooting, whether it was another location, another set, we will come in there and we will clean that set up. We will wrap it. So we're either ahead of the shooting company or behind it. And the thing is normally we don't have to work like crazy hours. We usually start at 6 a.m. and then we're done by 4 or 5 o'clock. We usually put in about a 10 to 12 hour day. And that's what I really like is that it's physical. You're constantly working. When you're on the set, especially if you're a crew member, half the day is sitting around because when they're
Mhm.
doing the takes, and to me, that's just like, oh, that's a prison sentence. I want to stay busy. I want to keep working and then go home. Basically, first unit, I haven't done first unit full time since 98. So I've been a rigger just about my whole career for set lighting. Does that explain it or
It does. What show did you start on? Do you remember?
oh gosh. Well, the first lighting job I ever did. was in '89. It was for a PSA with Judith Light. Who's the Boss
Yeah.
was just canceled, and the DP who was working on it came into the facility. It was called West Side Video, which was a post production. I actually started in post production, production, and I worked with the DP to do this really small PSA with him. And that was my first lighting was in '89. But my first gig in the business was working for Entertainment Tonight, believe it or not. That was
Oh,
in
wow.
'86. So I've been in it. I did it. I did a lot of other things before I got into set lighting. I've been doing set lighting for 32 years, a union, but I did 4.5 before. So that's, 36, 37 years just in lighting. But I also did production, post production. I'm in SAG. I've been in SAG since '94. I've done just about everything. I've produced, I've done some directing. So I've done a little bit of everything in the business. And it's funny because it's like one aspect of my career is coming to an end while the other is coming in. And that's this type of stuff. This is stuff that I've been doing on the side since '98. But it's been an interesting transition the last 6 months for sure.
The entertainment industry, though, does play into what you're doing now, correct?
Yes and no. It's very fickle. I've had a couple of producers, people who interviewed me, but I never felt compelled to work on their projects. It's just doing a reading on them. Are they legit? Are they really doing this project? What are the purpose? When you do a project, it's got to have meaning to me. Meaning, what is it? Who's your target audience? What are you trying to accomplish? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it, like you said, a lot of it is foo-foo. I'm not foo-foo. You know me. The way that I'm talking, I'm not foo-foo. I'm a Capricorn. So Capricorns, what do we do? Boom. This is how it is. So and trust me, like I said, I've been in the metaphysics for since 98. And it's all about, for me, practicality. And I always say spirituality is half spirit and half science. And it does this, right?
Mhm.
So to me,
I
it's a
agree.
blend. So, and trust me, I've been around a lot of foo-foos. So that's what I'm very practical. I'm not here to waste your time or my time. It's like, let's get the job done. That's what people like. And they feel that when I do a session that I'm actually generally concerned or I want the best for them. And that's important. So
Okay, well, speaking of this being your passion that you're moving into more of,
yeah,
you prefer being called a transformational coach rather than a psychic, is that correct?
that is correct. Yes.
And can you tell us why?
Okay. So the thing is when I started in '98, I was known for a lot of different things. I was known first as I trained for a year and a half as psychic development. I was a psychic, a medium. Then I went to palmistry and I did palmistry for a couple of years. And then for some reason, I got known to being as a palmist. Then I went and I taught myself 2 years, I taught myself numerology. And all of a sudden, I'm a numerologist. So I had all these titles and also a face reader. And here's the thing, a lot of people like to call themselves psychics, mediums, and stuff like that. And I understand why people don't trust, or I think it's a high percentage of them that could be charlatans or they're not. So the thing is, I never felt comfortable calling myself a psychic. I used to call myself a spiritual counselor. And then when you say that, they're like, ooh, what's that? So the thing is, it was always difficult for me to like, okay, do I tell them I'm a psychic? And I've always had that problem because it brings up two things. One, people that when they hear that, they either love you, or they go like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing, or like, oh, really? So I never liked that. So I always kind of stuck to being a palmist because with the palmistry, you can go anywhere basically, meaning that
Right.
most people aren't going to do that. But I've always had a problem with the title. So the thing is I've been trained in a lot of different things. And I actually went to workshops, motivational workshops. So I have a blend of not just metaphysics. I'm also in academia, metaphysics, philosophy, Reiki master. I've done a lot of different things. And to me, when it came right down to it, all those things are tools, what I call tools, your set skills. Even Tony
Mhm.
Robbins. about it. I use it in one of my classes, is that the best thing that you can do is to educate yourself and give you these tools. That's why I've always said I don't like being called a psychic or a palmist, just because it limits you. So my thing is it took me a long time, but I finally said, you know what? I like the title transformational coach because it's using all these tools that I use. I'm also called, I like the title spiritual profiler. So that's exactly what I do. And I'll be more than happy to take it. But if somebody wants to call me a psychic, yeah, okay, that's fine. But to me, it's just like when I say transformational coach, it opens the door for more people to like, oh, be curious, like, what is that? What do you do? It's sort of like when someone says they call themselves a life coach. Now, personally, I don't like that title, life coach. So I'm going to teach you everything about life. I was like, no, transformational. Transformational is transforming you, taking your strengths that I pull out because I don't sit there and ask you questions. I'm going to tell you what I'm getting. And the thing is when it comes from a total stranger, it has all the meaning in the world compared to someone that knows you and will tell you all this stuff. So for me, it's like I use all these. It's like a blackboard. I put up your face. I put up your palmistry. I put up your numerology. I put up your psychic stuff and a few other bags and tricks. And I build a profile. And the way that I look at every person when I sit down, I usually tell them is you're a puzzle, and I love solving puzzles. And so the thing is for me, I've always had this inquisitive wanting to know what makes a person tick. So the thing is that's how I get this information about this person is I start doing like wherever I start, the numerology, palmistry, I start to build a profile. And a lot of times the hand and the face will complement each other, meaning they'll have the same information that will help me to determine what's going on with that person. Because what I want to do is I want to point out your strengths. It's all about like, I guess it comes right down to it. You have to ask, what is your purpose? And I've been searching that question since forever in my life. It's that, what am I here to do? And I've come to the conclusion for me, it's about being of service. When
Hmm.
God points me, spirit directs me to help people, that's what I'm doing, especially now that I'm in semi-retirement. And so the thing is that's where I just finally found the transformational coach because I just think that it's a little bit not foo-foo, I guess you could say. And I just think that, I could call myself a coach, a spirit coach, but people wouldn't know what that means.
Hmm.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So
And you've also studied religion, is that correct?
that is correct. Like I would say I'm a student of metaphysics, history, all that stuff. We're never when people call themselves masters, I just want to cringe. None of us are masters. And here's the thing, my spiritual connection and your spiritual connection are the same. I am no less or better than you spiritually. I may know a few more things, but we're all connected to the same source, God, whatever you want to call it, the Almighty. We're all connected. It's just that I've chose to use these as tools. So I did go back to school in 2004 and I went back to CSUN, Cal State Northridge, and I got a second bachelor's. My first one is in TV and film. The second one was in religious studies. And it's kind of funny is because people are like, Niko, why are you going to religious studies? And Mike used to even say, yeah, Niko's going to get his bachelor's because he wants to disprove religion. And it was never that. It's just, I've always found religion very fascinating. So I went in 2005, I got my second bachelor's in religious studies. What does that mean? It means studying the academic side of religion, not the faith based, which is what I wanted.
Hmm.
And then I transferred and I went to Cal State Long Beach, and then I got my master's in religious studies. And basically, they're just tools. So I
Hmm.
know how to deal with people when I'm talking to them, whether they're Catholic, a Protestant, Jewish, you know what I'm saying? So I have an
Right.
insight to how they think and about their religious traditions. Because once you understand what each of the religious traditions are based on, you have a better understanding of that person. For example, what is Christianity based on? Christianity is based on one thing. It's your faith. If you don't have your faith, because people say, well, it's Jesus Christ. Well, yes and no. But the bottom line is it's about your faith. And I'm telling you, I've known this since I was a young lad. I was confirmed a Lutheran, and that I was always preached that it's your faith.
Mhm.
Now, for Jewish, if you're Jewish, it's not your faith. In Judaism, it's about one thing. It's about the laws, the over 600 laws. So you see the dynamics of how they look at things. And
Mhm.
about Islam is about one thing, surrendering to Allah. So the thing is if you have understanding of that when you're dealing with those people, you can understand where they're coming from. So basically, it's just a tool. So that was academia, and I loved it. I just thought that was just I love history, and again, based on it wasn't faith based because we had students in there who want to sit there and preach, and it's like, no, no, that's not what we're here. We're here to study the historical Jesus or Muhammad or whatever.
Mhm.
So that's just one aspect of who I am. The last 25, 30 years of my tools, my set skills, is that academia is one of them. So I can counter anything if somebody says, no, you're wrong. And I'm not here to disprove anybody. And this is my philosophy. If you come into this world, a Catholic, whatever it is, a Muslim, whatever, that's great. I'm not anti religion. I believe that people come, it's basically based on your culture. And the one thing that I've learned, what I took away from the 7.5 years of religious studies is we are spiritual creatures having a physical experience is
Mhm.
what it boils down to. And your spirituality is just as important or even more so, because I do believe in reincarnation. What you don't learn in this lifetime, you're going to have to come back and learn it. So for me, I try to, the golden rule of any religion or any philosophy, treat people the way that you want to be treated. It's that simple. It's not that hard. And the way that people treat each other and they're religious, and I just sit there, I'm just going, you're missing the whole point, you know?
That was a question that, I was gonna ask you was,
Ri-
I wondered if your studies played into not being combative, but being able to speak to somebody who might push against, because I did grow up in a Christian home, and
Right,
I was taught that all of that was bad.
right,
And as I've as I came into adulthood and started figuring out who I was as an individual, I would reflect on some of my time in the church,
right.
and then I would meet people who did call themselves psychics or mediums out in the world.
Yeah,
And I found that a lot of those people were more genuine and sincere than people who considered themselves to be prophets in the
right,
church.
right,
And I think it really does come down to, what is your soul?
right.
And
What you're,
I don't think it's up to us as an individual to say, "You know what? Thank you, but no thank you," if we need to walk
yeah,
away, but we don't need to judge people
right.
for being who they are.
Right. I don't like being told what to believe religiously or politically or everyday life. So I don't push that. My thing is that's great that you do it. But here's my thing. If somebody wants to have a conversation, I'd be more than happy to have a debate but you can't do that in religious now. You can't have a debate. And my thing is that a lot of times I know the Bible better than most Christians because I know the historical aspect. I'm not saying I'm better than they are. It's just that I will take the historical approach and say, I'll be honest with you, the most people don't get Jesus. He basically like he even says in Mark, I think it is, the kingdom of God lies within you. Well, if that's true, why do I need you, the priest, to tell me what to believe in? Because I believe that. God, that divine spark is in all of this. Why do I need religion? And I'm not combatant of it, of the religions. But just to let you know, too, is that the way that psychics get away with it being part of the church, they'll call themselves mystics. That's one
Mhm.
thing I've learned. You know what I'm saying? I've known quite a few psychics that they were Catholic but they would always, I'm a good psychic. I'm a mystic because mystic is a term that's used in the Bible that is, oh, it's okay. But
Mhm.
I'm about transparency. I'm just like who I am. I don't care. And like I said, I try to treat people. I'm very respectful on your traditions and your beliefs.
And the moment anyone, whether it's religious, or politically, the
Yeah.
moment someone tells you that you cannot question something,
Yep.
for me, that's the moment I'm gonna go, "And we're done." Because
Yeah.
I am going
But
to push against
right.
that always.
But here's the thing, Candace. Here's the thing. For me, it's a game. At that point, it's a game.
Yeah.
Because what I do is I start asking questions. Well, why do you think that is? Jesus wanted you to open up your heart, and basically that divine spark in you is God. God is within all of us. And to me, this is how I kind of sum it up when I come to my philosophy about spirituality, is that there's 8 billion people, not one person in this world is exactly alike. I think that's fascinating. Okay.
Mhm.
That one person looks, acts, talks, dresses, thinks like Candace. And so I find that just fascinating. I'm like, why is that? Well, part of you is part of your parents, part of your mom, you're part of your dad, right?
Mhm.
But I believe that divine spark in you is God. So here's
Mhm.
the thing. I always say God is an experienced junkie. And here's why. The universe is constantly expanding, rebirth and expanding. And the thing is change is constant. So here's the thing. This is what I believe, is that the divine spark in you, when you have something bad happen to you, someone dies like that, guess what? God is seeing this for the first time through your lens, through your eyes. You're experiencing it together. That's what God wants. But the
Mhm.
thing is I always say pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. It's about a school. This is a playground, and how you play is up to you. And
Mhm.
for me, that's the whole thing, is that we think, oh, God's out here, God's out there. No, God's here. And if
Mhm.
you know that, you're never alone. And so the thing
Exactly.
is God wants to know, God wants to be on that journey with you, and good. But the greatest, I think, the greatest way that you build your soul is through pain. Pain is one of the greatest teachers. And then people are like, what are you talking about, Niko? It's because love is easy. We come from a place of love. Love is like natural. But pain is where we grow in leaps and bounds. So the thing is when you have a traumatic death or someone and you die, well, guess what? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And that's part of life for me, is reincarnation, coming back and learning these experiences. So to me, it's just like, okay, acknowledge whatever it is and then move on. But I always like to leave that, is that God is within you. It's in the Bible.
Mhm.
Kingdom of God
Well,
lies within you.
yeah, where I am in my journey right now, I am
Uh,
a firm believer that Jesus was a man who was probably one of the most metaphysical teachers
right. Yeah,
ever
exactly.
to walk the earth,
Yep.
and I don't remember where it is in the Bible, but he said, "You will do more than I because I'm going to be with the Father." He knew he was going to die, and I feel my interpretation of that verse is exactly what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
The power that he carried, he was the catalyst in teaching us. We have the power that he had. It's a matter of us
Yeah.
tapping into it and using it.
Right.
That is the God that lives within us if we choose to use it.
Right. No,
That's
absolutely.
that's where I
Absolutely. And
live.
there's a couple of things that come to mind when the way that you say that. First, you ever heard of the Gospel of Thomas? It's a Gnostic gospel. I always tell people, go read the Gospel of Thomas, because right there is the very first sentence or first parable, whatever, is he talks about the God is within all of us. And to me, it's just like the winners of history write history, right? The Christianity, a lot of stuff was taken out. Also, most of the apostles were illiterate. And so the thing is you had Paul who could write, and I think James could write, I think. And the thing is he spoke in parables. Jesus spoke. He didn't say, you go build my church on right here. He didn't say that. He spoke in, and he did that deliberately. It's like for the people who are awakened, who understand the soul process, you'll understand. You'll get that. And also, um, the the interesting is how the church was built up. Most people don't realize this, is that there were at the very beginning in the 300, 325 at the Council of Nicaea, you had two bishops, two different views of who Jesus was. And the first was Athanasius, which is that, oh, Jesus was sent down from heaven, became man, was God, and came back and came down as save our soul and blah, blah, blah. The other one was called Arian. And his belief was no, Jesus is like a ladder. Jesus is a way to God. So it was a different, but the problem was Arian view stuck, and that's the view that you have today. And I'm kind of more of the Arian that no, it's Gnostic. It's within all of us. And if they had gone that path, there's one the Bishop Valentinus. He wrote a book called the Gospel of Truth, and basically it's about control. Is that they went with Athanasius? What we believe today is because no, it's a hierarchy. No, we're all bishops. We all. That's what Jesus was saying. You
Mhm.
can find God's kingdom within yourself.
Mhm.
So the thing is I do believe that, but most people don't. Most people want to be told what to believe, and that's like that's fine. But I've always been like, you know what? I'm a truther. I want to find out for myself what the truth is, and that's what it's for me. That's what it's been. Is that I feel that I don't need religion to define who I am. Right.
Correct. Well, I think
So
it hinders people from taking accountability in their lives as well.
yeah, they're in a box.
Yeah.
Because if you believe out the principles, the Ten Commandments, all the things about Christianity, then you can't go outside the box. No, I want to see the whole box. I want to see the
Yeah.
universe.
Right.
And so, just it's just the principles, the origins of the original sin, and all that. It's just that go. I always say this: don't believe me perfect. Go do the research yourself.
Right. Not to
That's
mention all of the books of the Bible that were removed, and we have different texts from the originals.
right.
So at some point, at least for me, I had to go by all of the training I'd had most of my life and just sit with the discernment,
Hmm.
going back to the intuition,
Hmm.
and just trusting myself.
Right. And how far are you today? How far? I mean, do you feel like you're confident enough that what you believe in is the truth?
Oh, yeah, you know what? It doesn't mean I have stopped in my
Yeah.
growth.
Right. Right. You never stop.
However, and this is gonna sound snooty, but I've had enough religion for probably 5 to 10 lifetimes,
Yeah.
and I feel like when I let go of the religious part, it was
Mhm.
like taking the training wheels off and actually riding the bike,
Yep.
if that
Absolutely.
makes
That's it.
any sense.
No, that's exactly what happened to me. I was religious all my life. I was baptized Greek Orthodox, raised and confirmed Lutheran, and did the reborn Christian thing twice. When I got away from religion, I became spiritual and I went, oh, okay, I get this now.
Yeah.
But
And
that's
that's
for
not to that's not to s I'm not trying to sound superior to anyone
you're
who
not.
still is being fed when they go
Right.
to church. It's just that I hit a point where, for me, there was more guilt and more evil taught in churches that I had attended than the light and God, if that
Right.
makes any sense.
Yeah. Nope. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I think growing up, in the church and great moral ethics and all that for the
Yes.
most part. I
I
think
am
it's good.
thankful.
Yes, and also education is very good too. Usually the charter schools that are religious for the most part they have higher standards. They have uniforms. You know what I'm saying? It builds
Mhm.
discipline. That's what I do like. But I think at a certain age, you cross the road and you go like, okay, am I going to stay on this path, or am I going to go on this path? And I know the date, March 12th, 1998. That's when I went, boom, I'm going this way. I'm done with religion. I know exactly the date. So the thing and everybody, has to make that decision. But I don't think a lot of people take a lot of time and reflect upon their religious or, their purpose and stuff like that. I think that they want to be told what to believe in. And I think that's sad because, like I said, out of 8 billion people, you're unique. Why would
Mhm.
you want to be with the crowd? Oh, these are your Christians, these are your Muslims. It's like, no, you're so unique. And that's what I love about what I do is because I point out the different dimensions of a person. There's so many different dimensions. You can't just, oh, he's a Capricorn, a Gemini, or there's so much. And that's what I love about trying to do that is discover what that person's all about.
Moving right along.
Right along.
You're certified in hypnotherapy,
Yep.
Reiki,
Yep.
NLP, which what
Yep.
is NLP?
It's neuro linguistic programming. It's that again, that's what I like about, you said, okay, we got the academia, right? Now we're
Mhm.
talking about motivational speakers. And that's what NLP is. When you see Tony Robbins, when you see Chris Howard, you see all these motivational speakers, all their stuff is based on NLP. And so the thing is, and basically what that's doing it's about the language that you use, your consciousness and your conscience, and basically how you get detracted because your conscious mind is like can only hold like 215 ideas or things at one time, where your unconscious can hold like 2 million things at one time. And so what happens is your conscious and your unconscious, you go, I want to do this, I'm going to do, then your unconscious mind comes to like, no, we want to go over here. And that's what NLP does, is it tries to stop that and to stay focused on what it is that you want to do. And basically it's about the language, the words that you use, how you talk. That's why when I'm doing the session, I like to hear them talk, the person I'm dealing with, because I can
Mhm.
pick up stuff just on the way they talk, the forcefulness, the different word choices, how they when are they looking at you, are they look at, and that's just another aspect of what I've, it's a tool, again, that's just a tool. And
Okay.
so for me, it's been, that was the last thing I really got certified was in NLP.
When you're consulting with someone,
Yeah.
how do you decide what tool you're going to use to help them, or do you use all of it, or do you leave that up to them to determine? How do you do
No,
that?
good question, that's a really good question. It depends on the situation, and here's what I mean. A lot of times what I always believe, I always say I let God direct me to who I'm supposed to do readings for or who I'm supposed to help. That's being part of the service. And the thing is I'm terrible at promoting myself. It's not about me. It's about doing God's work and the person that's sitting across from me about their higher purpose. And so the thing is, if it's a session, oh, I do it all. It's funny because I'll sit there and I'll say, now the session is going to go a while. It's going to go about 3 hours. 3 hours. Like, but that's okay. You don't want to, you can leave anytime you want. And I've had clients where I'm sitting after 2 hours, they're like, oh my gosh, I got to get going. I said, not a problem. And I still wasn't done. I could have went at least another hour. But the thing is they got what they needed. It's the way I look at it. And so the thing is it's like, nope, that's not problem. And I don't charge them anymore. I charge a certain rate an hour. But the thing is if I hear God, no, don't charge this person. You know what? You can charge your rate. But the thing is everybody's different. Now, when we're in public, like we were last Saturday,
Mhm.
I'm limited. And what are some of the boundaries or barriers I have to deal with when I'm doing that? Do you know?
Well, you have other spirits,
Well, you have other spirits, but
and
you
I'm
have,
talking other humans, but
but
you're probably not focused because you have the environment that you're in, but I would say also I need to apologize because when we met up, we were in a group of friends, and I put it on you like I've told people I don't like for people to ask me to sing at karaoke because that's what I do for a living,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I put that on you, and so I apologize, I shouldn't have done
Oh
that.
no. No, here's the thing. When I'm sitting there and I was doing the reading for you, somebody was interfering. And so the thing
Oh,
is
my boyfriend.
it's other people that interfere that kind of break my energy. So a lot of times I can only do so much. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So the thing is if I'm sitting there and I'm doing a reading, it's usually ladies because ladies are into this, guys aren't. I'll sit there if I'm enjoying their company and I'm, like I said, I'm inquisitive about what makes them tick. I'll start asking them questions about, what did you do for a career? Blah, blah, blah. Did you go to school? And so the thing is if I'm interested in that person and they converse, meaning they're, coming back and they're keeping the conversation going, I'll sit there and I got nothing else to do. So let's keep this going. But it depends on the person. But yeah, for the ladies, it's like, well, we was getting late. So that's why I cut it short with, the other ladies when I was doing their readings and stuff. But if there was nobody around, oh, I'd be going to town. I sit there. That's when I kick in. I'm going, okay, who's this person or what's going on with this? And it just depends. A lot of times, if I need to be like away from other people, and the thing is then I can focus. A lot of times, I like to stand up and I like to pace. You see some psychics that they use scribble on the paper or pad. For me, I
Mhm.
like to get up and I like to walk around because it
Okay.
starts moving the energy for me. And so everybody's a little bit different, but yeah, when I have the time, I will go deeper with the session or whoever I'm talking with. But usually in that setting, I enjoy it because I get a kick out of their face when I pick up on stuff and they weren't expecting that. And this is something that I've dealt with Mike is that he'll sit there and interpret when I get a sign or I visualize something. Oh no, you're making that up. Like a lot of
That
times,
is the voice he uses too.
yeah. And the thing is it's like, here's the thing. This is the thing. It depends on spirit how they come across to me. I don't know what it means. So I'm trying to interpret. So the thing is that's how a lot of times, if I'm in the setting like we were Saturday and we have more time and it was just like me and this other person, I always spend time because to me, that's how I socialize. That's how I have fun because to me, you can make a difference in a person. Sometimes it just takes one thing to get them to change a bad habit or to move forward. And you know what? I'm going to do that
Mhm.
because what I love about what I do is when I give confirmation, I don't tell them anything that they don't know. I'm a total stranger. It has all the power in the world because that one thing might spark them to start doing that. And that's what I love about that's why I ask the little things, and that's when the intuitive part starts to kick in. But here I'm doing 3-hour reading, and now I'm starting to get the intuitive stuff. We're
Mhm.
gonna be here for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And the thing is I can go that long, but it's just like, you know what? A lot of times they just need certain things. And that's why
Mhm.
the tools, palmistry, the face, is enough because I don't want to overwhelm them with stuff. And
Mhm.
so I just I have a unique different way of doing it. And it's just that's why I say I call myself a transformational coach. Is to me that's like the closest thing to all my training. I'm like a coach, but I don't want to be a spiritual coach. I don't want to be a life coach. Transformational is well, if I can confirm certain things and it breaks certain habits for you to like I'm doing this not because I've had people tell me that. Niko, you know what? I had that reading 2 weeks ago. Oh my God, I changed everything, blah, blah. Then I did my job.
Mhm.
That's bottom line. And I will say, I thank God. I thank that person. I say, thank you very much, Father, for allowing me to do what it is. That's why I'm excellent at what I do. I
Mhm.
mean, that's not an ego thing, is because I know it's not about me. When I'm
Mhm.
doing the session and like Saturday, it's not about me. It's just I've trained myself with all these tools and stuff. And the thing is that makes God happy. And
Mhm.
so when I'm doing this, I feel like I'm a representative. I'm representing spirit. So I have to be in the highest integrity, the best job I can do.
Right.
And and I think the reason why I'm good at what I do is because God, spirit trusts me. And I really do think that it's just I'm doing my job. I'm here of service.
Well, you
And so
light up when you're
I
doing it
do.
too.
But and here's the thing, you know me. I'm a very quiet person to myself. I'm kind of a loner. I keep to myself. But when I step onto that platform, because I'm a Leo rising, and it's all about you or whoever I'm reading for, I get all excited. This is like my
Mhm.
favorite subject. But you know me, I'm very kind of quiet. I don't do a lot of parties. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's like I totally transform into somebody else. It's almost like Saturday when we went out. It's almost like all the shackles are free. I can do whatever I want. I can be myself.
Mhm.
On the other times, I feel like, okay, I should be studying. I should be learning this and blah, blah, blah. So the thing is I do. I get all excited. Most people can tell. It's like when I start talking about this subject, it's like, oh yeah, I love that. But most guys don't want to talk about it. So that's why I have more lady friends that love it. It's because a lot of my friends are psychic mediums and healers. So the thing is it's like I don't fit the bill for a psychic or a transformational coach. It's because it's like you look like a football coach. It should be coaching at the game on a Saturday or Sunday. I did play football. I liked it, but if I have a chance to go to a football game or do a reading, oh, I'll do a reading anytime.
Well, it's affirming to people.
Yeah.
And, like I said, when I met you a few years ago, you
Yeah.
had You had given me a workup on, I believe you had my name and
Yep.
my birth date.
Yep.
When I showed up for our meeting, you gave me a folder that was full of information that had to do with numerology,
Yep.
my life path. You even had like a card from a deck of cards, and
Yeah.
it was
Stuff
all
like,
based. It was,
yeah,
yeah,
I
it
do.
was
I
all
do.
based on my name and all of this stuff. And I'll tell you, I think you also read my palm. You may have just been starting with the face reading at that time. The other day, I had you do another reading just out of
Yeah.
fun because I know that if we grow as human beings, and I think we all do, most of
Yeah.
us,
You hope so.
the lines in our faces and in our hands change
They
according
do.
to what's going on. And I really don't have any desire, I never have, in knowing my future,
Right.
but I like confirmation on
Yeah.
the now.
Right. Right. And that's in the palmistry, your dominant hand is your present and your future. And I always say, I don't care about the past. I want to see what's going on right now. And you're absolutely true. The hand and the face, when you have extra lines, there it's all about emotions. So, the less lines you have on your face is a healthier face. And it's lens for maybe a little bit boring reading, a quicker reading, but it's a good thing. And the thing is I see the lines changing more drastically in the hand. And that's why I always want to look at the hand, but the face, I don't have to get permission. It's like,
Mm,
that's what I love about face reading is that I don't have to ask for your permission. And I'm not going to sit there and do a reading for you, but I know how now to address somebody when I first meet them. I
right.
look at the face, how it's broken down and all that stuff. And I know how to approach them when I'm communicating and I'm asking them questions. Are they mental? Are they emotional? Are they a go-getter? Well, those will tell me. Jaw structure says stuff. Your chin says stuff. And so the thing is I know how to. I can't do that with palmistry because palmistry. Hey, can I read your hand? And can you? So the thing is to me, face reading is just like a great tool. It's to me, if I had to do it all over, I would have learned face reading first. Yeah, so I'm a student. Like I said, I'm constantly learning.
Hmm.
That's the thing.
Well, I think there's absolutely something to it, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, just to go in a little bit of a different direction, what is
Yep.
characters by the numbers?
So that's a good question. Characters by the Numbers is a system that I came up with in 2010. And basically, I had this idea. I've come up with some kind of kooky ideas, but I just came to me is that, well, you know what? If I can do numerology on a live person, why can't I do it on a character? And so the thing is, I'm like, you know what? I could be helping writers. Well, how can I do that? Well, and I've been doing this since I work with independent writers and producers like that. Well, what I do is when I sit down with the writer, I'll ask him, okay, give me your character's name. And they'll sit there and, oh, it's TJ Miller. It's like, no, no, give me your character's full name, a first, middle, and last, and give me a birth date that's kind of around their age. And I just do the numerology chart on it. And here's what happens. Most writers will take when they're creating a story or a character, they start usually from the outside, working their way in, right?
Hmm.
But with the numerology, I'm starting from the inside and I'm working my way out with that character. And by the time I'm done with the numerology on your character, guess what? You've created a soul and this character will start telling you what it wants.
Hmm.
That's the difference. I Nobody I've ever come across does this. And so the thing is start. I was going to start doing it more professionally in the retirement, but the problem is AI has totally changed all that. So that's the sad thing. But the thing is I still deal with people who write novels,
Hmm.
features, stories, and the thing is I've had so many people when I've sat down and my friend, she's written a novel and okay, Niko, let me test your little theory here. Kind of like, I don't believe it, but, and I sat there and I said, well, give me your character's name. I did the numerology right there. I don't have to sit there and go through it all. And I said, okay, so you ready? He goes, yeah, you take notes? Okay. Okay. And I sat there for about 2 hours. I said, and your character does this, your character does that, it does this. By the time I was done, she was so blown away. She goes, oh my God, there's like 5, 6 different directions this character can go. I said, absolutely. I help birth your character, and the character will tell you what it wants. If you truly want to write this novel, it will tell you. And then what do you do after that? You do the antagonist.
Mhm.
And here's the thing, you start doing that numerology. And if you like that, the numbers and everything, then you have to connect those two characters. Because what happens is, let's say your good guy is a one, which is about leadership, pioneering spirit, but part of his karmic lessons is to being a leader, right? Well, guess what? Your bad guy is the leader, and he is a real true leader. So this is the it's not about what you want in life. It's about the lessons that you come across. So I'm trying to teach writers is that your protagonist and your antagonist, they are connected because they're learning something from each other.
Mhm.
The protagonist is learning how to be a better leader, whether it's good or bad, from seeing from the bad guy. So this whole dynamic of all these characters. And so the thing is it's like, um, when you try to explain it to producers, they don't get it. It's more for writers. I went in for one producer called The Bridge. I don't know if you remember that show, The Bridge.
I do.
But I went in to talk to the producer about this. And he was just, okay, Mr. Bad Lighting Dude, come on in and show me. I'm like, okay, right, whatever. I know. It's kind of funny. I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. And I just told him, and guess what? I did a numerology on each of the characters. And I sat there and I told them they were totally off from what the characters were. And I said, here's your character, your main character, the police officer from Mexico. I said,
Mhm.
he's spiritual. It's all over oozing in his numerology chart, and you don't have anything on him being spiritual. What? I said, yeah, this guy's on a spiritual journey. And the thing is you don't even have anything spiritual. This guy is Catholic. He's supposed to should be having spiritual stuff all over the place, right? And
Mhm.
then the gal, Kruger, I think her name, the actress,
Mm. Mhm.
the American side, she was totally the opposite. She was just like, had no confidence and blah, blah, blah. And that's like, she should be confident. She should, from what your names, what you've used for their character, totally off.
Mm.
And so my thing was just saying, I know I can sit there and I can help your showrunner and your writers. Because what I was going to do, trying to get into writers, is dealing with the writers like the very first week of a show starts. Okay, we're going to do a breakdown of each of the basic characters and have a portfolio. So when you have another writer coming in, or so everybody's on the same page, what motivates it? What is the lesson this character needs to learn? What it's not
Mhm.
about what you want, because we don't get what we want a lot of the times in life. It's about what we've come here to learn.
Right.
Always the supporting people that support you. It's sort of like in a relationship. When you get in a relationship, there's something about that person that you lack and that you see that you want in that person. That's the whole point about a relationship, is that you sit there, and that's why some people grow apart and they they get all, it's like, no, that's natural. You've grown apart. That should be a natural thing, because you got what you needed out of that person. Not to say that you needed that, but because they don't even look at it that way, but you've learned and you've grown with that person what they were there to teach you. That's when they split. But here's the thing, that's okay. But people sit there and they get so vindictive, like, "Yeah, yeah." And the thing is it's like, no, you got what you needed out of that relationship. And that's the same thing with characters. So my friend came up with the name Characters by the Numbers. And I went, oh my God, that's perfect for what I do. And I started that in 2010. And now I was like building up. In fact, the face reading class I'm going to be teaching was catered to the TV and film industry, but it's dead. So I'm catering it to content creators, learning about your face and what your strengths are. So when you're providing content, you're coming from that direction. So if you're a mental person, you know how to craft your words, your content stuff. So I've had to recreate, and we're talking about last year, even, because I was going to start doing all this stuff. And it's just like, people just don't see the worth in it. But
Mhm.
the light comes on when they get my idea. I had one electrician who he said I'm like so close to green lighting my script, and he says, I says, I'll do a analysis on your character. And I did it, and oh my gosh, he just went berserk. He's like, I gave it to him, and then I didn't see him for 6 months. He goes, "Oh my God, Niko, after you did what you did, I had 6 pages of what this." I said, "I told you, your characters will come alive. They will tell you what they want." And he goes,
Mhm.
"I want part of what you're doing." And the thing is it's like, well, it's just me because I know how to, all the stuff that I've done, I know how to incorporate that. So on top of the numbers, then I can incorporate the religious beliefs, or I can
Mhm.
incorporate other things, the philosophy.
Mhm.
So the thing is it's just that the way things are going now, it's like people are creating content and it's going to YouTube. So it's a different way of what I do, because
Right.
content creators aren't going to have the money to pay me to do this. This was, I saw more for a showrunner and for their writers, their main writers.
Well, I would think that if actors knew about this skill,
Yeah.
that they would contact you because it would help them in their backstory for
Yeah.
their
Oh,
character.
oh yeah. And get this, especially if it's a historical figure. Like I've done numerology on Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, the Hatfield and McCoys, why they did what they did. And when I did their numerologies, the Hatfield and McCoys, the two lead guys were almost exactly the same. They had the same numbers, 1, 2, and whatever. I'm like, holy. And so you see, so the thing is you see things about these historical characters that you didn't know about, that you won't read about. Like Abraham Lincoln, I think he was a 6. Well, that's all about family. So the thing is he looked at everybody as bringing the family. What did he do? Reconstruction after the Civil War? No, we got to bring him in right away. Treated him like family. So the thing is Mary Lincoln, she was the real go-getter. She was a 1. That's, she comes off as that way, but because she was about leadership. She was about, let's do this, let's do that. And I just think that there's definitely, and I've tried to do that with actors too. But
Mhm.
again, actors, they have to already have a part and they know the character already. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Before they would even bring me in. And my thing is you also have to give your character a birth date. Why
Mhm.
is that? Because your birth date is how you see the world.
Mhm.
Doesn't motivate you. So the thing is would tell the people that I have worked with, give me a full birth name, first, middle, and last, and give me a birth date around the age that you want this character is supposed to be. If he's 35, okay, let's go back and let's give it a date. And then what I would do with the birth date is I'd come up with the life path number, and I would say, okay, this life path number is a 5, and I would let them read it. Is this what this character is, how he sees the world? 5s are travel, change, variety, and freedom. They want their freedom. That's how they view the world. It's not what motivates them. Well, if you know that about your character, that's going to help you out tremendously,
Mhm.
right?
I would think too, I'm assuming that maybe you've done this. It's no secret that I study
Yeah.
conspiracy theories.
Yeah. No.
But
Oh,
but I would
you're a
think that in all of the with all of the television and movies that have come out since that term
yeah.
came to be, which we
Right.
know that Hollywood has been infiltrated
Right.
by government,
Right.
they have influenced
Right.
so that they can indoctrinate. So
Right.
I would wonder if you would be able to decode, because it's not always an accident that these writers come up with the names that they do. There is already an intention behind it. And I would wonder if you could take some of those character names
Yep.
and decode them and figure out exactly what they are instead of the deceit that we've been told.
Right. No, couple things. That's great. That's a great point. First, I'm like you, because I'm not a conspiracy. I'm a truther. I seek the truth. So
Mhm.
because here's the thing, all the stuff that conspiracy came about because the 3-letter agency with the JFK assassination. That's how that came about. And what are we finding out about the JFK assassination now? Hmm. Is
What
it
are we
really a
finding out
conspiracy?
about everything?
Is it really? Exactly. So the thing is I don't like the word conspiracy theorist. I just say, no, I'm a truther. I seek the truth. So, and the thing is most of the conspiracies are true.
Mhm.
So the
At this
this
point.
right. And so my thing is I look for the truth. And you know what? There's bad in the truth too. When you're going down that rabbit hole, there's a lot of other stuff that you think is right and it's wrong. You have to be very careful. When I
Mhm.
think about like the X Files, I'm seeing clips of the X Files now that is stuff that is happening right now.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I do think that looking at certain people, situations, like especially if it's a movie based on a true event or true people or like that, that would like I could tell you stuff that you wouldn't know. You would never know. Here's the problem is that when you do that, you can have a problem with intellectual property when you do that. You know what I'm saying? If I go there and I sign a contract, whatever, blah, 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 I'm afraid that they're gonna take what I'm doing and use it as, oh no, no, this is ours. You signed what you know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
that's always been a problem is that, and I've always said I don't work for anybody, I work for myself. I'm an independent
Mhm.
contract. This is my own. And here's the thing. They could sit there and get a numerologist, yeah, but they're not going to know how to put it all together. The thing is, that's another thing that I kept it kind of silent. Is well, basically, it's numerology for characters. My thing is, yeah, they could do the numerology, but they're not going to understand. When I flash these numbers, you're not going to know what those are. A
Mhm.
numerologist would, and it might take them a while to understand how you put it together. But there's more to it than just doing the numbers on a character. What happens if I do a number on a character and they don't like the numbers? Well, no, this character should be more like power and wealth. Then I've got to change the name to get to an 8
Mhm.
because that's power, wealth, and authority. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it gets a little bit more than just saying, okay, here's your character. Because I've had people do that. They're saying, well, yeah, but, and I'll show my chart and they'll go, I see this person more like a 3, a communicator. I'm like, okay, guess what? We'll change the character to have a 3 as their destiny number or their expression number. So the thing it's more than just doing the numerology. And here's the thing, it's all the tools that I possess too. Because now I've added the numerology, I'm adding the face. And I was advertising the right face for the right character because a lot of times they don't have the right character face. And it's just like, and I'm like, I've tried to promote it as much as I could. And it's just really who you know and you being in um, the right presence of certain people. I've a couple of voice actors. I tried to present it. It's just my thing is if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. God will direct me to where this is. And I do I see there's value? Absolutely. I think there's a lot of value there. Even if it's AI is like not going to tell you all the stuff that I'm going to tell you.
Mhm.
So it's just a matter of, yeah, if I were to run into the right, this is what I thought I would be doing in retirement was just this and working as an independent contractor. Okay, fine. Pay me for 2 or 3 hours. I'll come in and I'll help you. I'll help you with the characters because really, when it comes right down to it, it's the two main characters that you really need to nail down because they're the ones that are going to influence all the other characters.
Mhm.
Other characters are important because you have to understand why is he married to her or she married to him. That it's all dynamics and it's just like
Right.
people are not one dimensional. They're multidimensional. And that's what all the stuff that I do is to figure you out. You're a real person, but I try to make the characters as real as possible. Like I say, I help you birth your character. And trust me, once you have the numerology chart, you've got that character or soul, it will tell you what it wants. I've seen it time and time again. It's interesting. And you don't have to be all spiritual. People have told me, they said, This thing has got 3 or 4 directions. I don't know which way to go. I'm like, just go wherever your character wants to go. What does your character have to learn? That's the main problem. Most people, what does your character want? It's not about what your character wants. That is not life. Life is what does your character have to learn?
Mhm.
I mean, I've talked to enough people my age and older. And it's like, did life turn out the way that you wanted? It's like, no. Like they'll say, well, I wanted to be a baseball player, but I was an accountant. And the thing is it's like, that's life. That's how things work. But they've learned the lesson though. To me, that's just like, okay, you got what you needed.
Right.
So it's not about what they wanted, it's about what they've learned.
Speaking of figuring people out,
Yeah.
we have another guest joining us so that you can show
A
our
little bit
viewers
magic.
and listeners
Yes.
what you do.
Okay, that'd be
And
great. Yep.
you do not know this person, as far
Nope.
as I know.
Nope. Nope.
All I gave you, you requested a clear picture of her dominant hand
Yep.
and a clear picture of her face,
Yep.
and you are going to do a reading.
Right.
So, before we bring our next guest on, we're going to take a little break and
Wait.
hear a little
Perfect.
word from our sponsor, but we'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
Introducing Vanity Fair, the band that brings unforgettable performances covering more than 25 music genres from the 1920s to today. With a growing set list and a range of ensembles, they're perfect for corporate events, festivals, weddings, and more. When you want entertainment that stands out, Vanity Fair delivers every time. Their team is dedicated to working with you, offering personalized experiences that match your vision and your budget, and creating a truly memorable event. Ready to book Vanity Fair for your next event? Visit vanityfair-theband.com.
Ready to unlock the power behind every face and turn it into scroll-stopping content? Don't miss out on this exclusive one-of-a-kind experience. Characters by the Numbers presents the ultimate secrets to face reading for social media content creators. Whether you're creating for TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or building your own personal brand anywhere online, this workshop will give you a powerful edge. Learn how to interpret facial features, connect more deeply with your audience, and create content that truly resonates. Led by media consultant Niko Xiros, this dynamic session blends ancient face reading techniques with modern content strategy, perfect for influencers, entrepreneurs, and creatives who are ready to stand out. Mark your calendars for March 21st, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Crystal Shrine, 1006 North Lima Street in Burbank, California. It's only $35 to reserve your spot now. Call 949-636-0674 or email Niko at nikoxiros.com. That's Niko, N-I-K-O, at nikoxiros.com. Spaces are limited, so make sure to secure your seat and start seeing faces and content in a whole new way. Turn curiosity into creativity, turn faces into stories, and turn your content into connection. All right, we're back and we're here with our transformational coach, Niko.
Hello.
And
Hello.
we're going to bring in our guest who's allowing it. She's brave enough to let someone read her in front of everybody, and
Whoa.
her name is
Here.
Tawny Amber Young. Welcome, Tawny, to
Whoa.
the Proxy Principal.
I'm excited.
Tawny, meet
Good.
Niko. Niko, meet
Hi.
Tawny.
Hi, Tiny. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, let me start off. Have you had a reading before?
Yes.
Okay. It's type of readings. Has it been more like tarot or what kind of
Mhm.
readings? Yeah, because
Yeah.
I would definitely say you're connected. Would you say you're connected spiritually, or do you like the
I've,
metaphysics?
I've dabbled in tarot myself, and I've had a tarot reader tell me that I could be good at it if I
Yep.
studied.
Bingo. Bingo. First thing I got was bingo. Because the thing is you're more spiritual because I can tell your face kind of tells me some. I just I love piecing this stuff together. So right off the bat, and to be honest with you, I like your face right now because I can see more than the picture that was sent to me. So I can see more stuff. But the thing is you're definitely connected. First thing it's what I call cheating. It's like I definitely can feel you're connected to metaphysics, tarot, you've been around it, or that you would be good at it? Because that one of the questions I'm going to ask is like, do you do this? Because the thing is I definitely think that you could be doing this. So that's right
Yeah.
off the bat. That's what I call cheating. It's like I just got that this morning. So when I'm going to do a reading for somebody or a session, I start picking up on stuff which I love, because then it gives me more stuff, more on the psychic, intuitive side. But today we're going to focus more on you, more on the what I call the spiritual aspect. So I call it spiritual profiling. I call myself transformational coach. And I use these tools. I think it's going to be different. I
Mhm.
don't know if she's explained to you what I do. I use the intuitive skills, but my main thing is I use numerology, I use face reading, and I do palmistry. And then there's a few other tricks that I throw in my bag of tricks that I use to sum up who you are. Have you ever had a numerology chart done before?
Yeah, I think I'm an 8. I don't
Oh, it's good. It's good. No, you've got what I love about when I look at the numbers. When I look at
Mhm.
your numbers, I can see a pattern. And like I said to Candace, it's like you're a puzzle, and I like solving puzzles. And
Solve it.
so that, well, I will, trust me. And the thing
Yeah.
is it's like you can't hide it, because your face you can't hide, your numbers. And so the thing is basically what I do is I take your information that I have, and I'm
Mhm.
building a profile. That's why I say I'm a spiritual profiler, is because I'm trying to solve your puzzle. I'm not going to ask you certain questions, only stuff that I pick up or what I'm getting. Okay. So I have your numerology chart. So what I do is I write it handwriting first. What I do is I take it, and then what I do is I confirm it, and then I break it down into um, the form to read off of, because you're not going to be able to know what these forms are.
And
Um,
how did you get the numbers?
the numbers are the numbers from 1 through 9, basically.
But is it from her name?
Yes, your name and how it's broken down. The numbers and your name. Your
Mhm.
name is broken down through consonants and vowels. And what happens is when you add it all up, you get a fraction. You read the fraction, it tells me about how you see, what motivates you, how people see you, and all of you. Okay. And your birth date will tell me how you see the world. And that's a big one. Some numerologists think that your birth date is more important than your name, but I think they're both, because they give off a lot of information that helps me to like figure out, okay, what's going on here. Okay. And you have some interesting numbers, and I definitely can see, I don't want to say conflict, but I can see where you struggle at times. Everybody struggles at times. So it's not like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. But I definitely can see certain things like, okay, I can see how that would play into your life. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through your name first. Okay. I've broken it down, and your numbers are 5, 1, and 6. What are they? What motivates you, the impression, and then the expression, the all of you. Okay. But here's your numbers right here. Okay. Basically, your name converts into a fraction and then a whole number. Okay.
Mhm.
And that is called the expression. So what I like about this tells me what gets you up in the morning, the soul urge, what motivates you. Okay. And so the thing is when I add up all the vowels up on top of your name, I get a 5. 5 is easy: travel, change, variety, and freedom. It's like you don't like being tied down. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? So the thing is someone
I
like
like
you,
structure, so I don't know.
what's that?
I like structure, so
But you don't like being tied down either, I would say.
Mm.
I mean,
Eh,
listen, you can be in a relationship, but it means different things in relationships, that,
yeah.
you're very close and stuff like that. But the 5 here tells me that your travel, change, variety, and freedom. It means that
Mhm.
you tend to like to do whatever it is that you want to do. It means that you
Yeah,
don't like
that's true.
being true. The thing is once you start thinking about it and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that you don't like structure, because you
Yeah.
do, because it shows in some of your numbers. So, and the next one, so it's 5, 1, and 6. So your
Mhm.
5 is what's called the motivational. It's that travel change. Now, the impression, how people see you, they see you as a leader.
Ooh.
So that partnership, leadership, pioneering spirit, trailblazer, someone who just get stuff done. Does that make sense? Do you think, would you say, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Because I would definitely say that you're in a position of authority or that you have
Ooh,
jobs that you, yeah, very much so. So I'm kind of like, okay. But the thing
yeah.
is I see things, I can see the exterior of you, but I can also see the interior. And it's kind of different from the exterior. You come off
Mhm.
as a certain way, but deep down inside, you're kind of mush. Okay. Does that make sense? Here's the thing. So you have 5-1. The people see travel change, writing freedom. People see you as a leader, but the whole number 5 + 1 = 6. And
Mhm,
that is home, family, responsibility, the all of you. Is that the way that you deal with people, you deal with them more as family than anything. Okay. And here's the conflict. Like you said, you like to be in control. You like to, and so a lot of times that can work internally like, okay, I want to help this person, but we got to stick to the plan or whatever. But the 6 is the glue of keeping things together. Does that make
mhm.
sense?
Yeah.
Would that make sense to you? So the thing
Mhm.
is every person, every situation, you look at it as a 6. So the thing is it's about home responsibility and treating people, even if they're family or friends or a stranger, as being family members. Would you say that's true? Yeah.
Yes, I'm very honest with people.
No, because you know why?
They don't like it.
Because you know why? No,
I
stop
do.
it. Well, don't worry. We're
Yeah.
gonna get to your face. We're gonna get to your face. Your face tells me that, so
Oh, yeah.
I'll
This
get to
does
that.
this does its own thing.
No, and the funny thing is so you're a 5-1-6, and now comes your karmic lessons. What you've come here to
Mhm,
learn is a karmic lesson 8, and what that means is power, wealth, authority, the boss. But I would say that 8, when you have an 8 in the karmic lesson, it telling me that you have to learn how to deal with ambitious, overdriven, rude people at times. It
mhm.
bothers you. It can bother you. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then you have that's your karmic lesson. Then your intensification number, which is a minor lesson in this lifetime. And this is why I love numerology because it comes back around. So the intensification number in your name is a 5. Oh, what does that mean? You
Mhm.
even said when I said 5, do you resonate? You're kind of like, it's because you still have to learn. You're learning that again in this lifetime. And you know what the 5 is? Just
Hmm.
go have fun. Just go have fun.
Yeah, I
Okay.
need to.
So the thing is that's what I love about numerology. It's like, okay, you've come back. And that's why I don't get surprised when they don't resonate towards the motivational number. That what gets them motivated because it's usually a karmic lesson to learn. So what I like is that it's like I'm a total stranger, you don't know me, but it's great confirmation. Hopefully that will stick and you go like, okay, you know what? I remember what Niko said. I got to go have some fun. All right?
Yeah.
Because you're all about business. I definitely know that.
Yes,
Um,
so very business.
you very and the very first thing I got with you is producers. So I don't know if you're a producer or you act like a producer. There's some kind of connection to there. Okay.
Mhm,
We'll come back to that. So here's the thing. In this lifetime, there's also the major karmic lesson in your life. And that is a number that you go throughout your life learning it. And your number is a 9. And a
okay.
9 is the humanitarian. It's learning how to be the humanitarian. It's learning how to help others. And it's also about in the spiritual realm, this is like the 9 in that position represents this is your last test for humanity, for living in this lifetime. You're experiencing and learning all the numbers 1 through 9. And it's like a test to get out of spirit, meaning
Mm,
that the 9 is the final exam that you're taking. So when you experience all these different things, it's part of your test as a 9. Does that make sense? So the
mhm.
thing is you only have one thing that you have to deal with karmically, and that's major, but that's in different periods of your life. That's not your whole life. The 9
Yeah.
is your whole life. The 9 is about being the humanitarian and learning all the lessons that you've learned through all the numbers. being a leader, being partnership, all that stuff. So this is kind of like a final test for you in that
Ugh.
sense. Does that make sense? No
Yeah.
pressure there.
No pressure. Jeez.
So, any questions yet?
Ugh, not yet.
Okay. Oh gosh, here we go. Okay, so the first vow is how you react to things negatively. And I throw that in. That's the only thing that's negative. I would say that you could be hard headed or stubborn at times when you deal
Oh,
with
yeah.
certain. Okay. So I just find it fascinating that how this stuff works out. And this is the interesting one. The last one is the maturity. And what that is at the end of your career and stuff like that, you're going to be this number. And that's adding the life path and your expression numbers together to give you a five.
Back to fact.
That's what I like. That's what I like about numerology. There's a pattern. And the thing
Yeah.
is you kind of like, well, I'm not really into the five or so it's about that's a karmic lesson for you in this lifetime is freedom and to have fun. And to me,
Yeah.
and to me, that's the easiest of the numbers to learn is the five. Just go out and have fun.
You would
Does that
think.
would you say you're a workaholic?
Yes,
Yeah,
actually, I
hello.
usually have 2, 3 jobs.
Yeah, hello. But the thing is so here's the thing. So that tells me that you're not really on your path. The path is getting back on and enjoy life,
Mhm.
right? So the thing
Yes.
is you're putting too much pressure on yourself. And to me, it's just like, you know what? This is something that is easy. Like if it was like if I was saying you got to be an eight and be the CEO and power, that's harder to coach somebody. So the
Yeah.
five is the easiest. Five, three, five, and sevens are the fun numbers in numerology. Five is a fun number, but
Mhm.
you're all about "Oh, I gotta get it done. I want to boom, 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 boom."
I like work.
Okay,
Work
smooth
is
that.
fun.
Let's smooth it. That's fun as work, which is fine. That's fine. But the thing is to me, when you see the patterns of the five, the three fives, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, then you're working too hard and you're not getting all of life's lessons or what you've come here to do. So
Yeah.
that makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. So the motivation is the five, which I call the salesman type personality. Okay.
Mhm.
And I've seen certain things in your hands. I know that you have that gift. And
Yeah.
it's about travel, change, writing, freedom, and it's about the fun number. How people see you, the impression is the leadership. And would you say that you feel more connected to that than to the five? That you
Yeah.
look at yourself as a leader? Oh, absolutely.
I'm a control freak too, so
No.
yes.
No.
Everyone at my work drives me crazy because they
But
don't
here's the
do
thing.
things the way I do things. Ugh.
And so the thing is it's about mellowing out and learning,
Mm,
okay, I need to put the work aside and I need to go have fun, go do the things that I want to do.
mhm.
Because when you have the three fives and it's like you're relearning this. And for me, it's all about relearning the lessons in this lifetime.
Yeah.
You're going to have plenty of time to work, but you're going to be missing it when you look back and you're like, God, I could have had more fun. I could have went and did this. I could have done that. And so all I'm doing is planting the seed and saying, you know what? Just go and have a little bit more fun. I'm not
Yes.
saying quit your day job, but go do things that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
The expression, which is the six, this is something that is the patriarch. It's the family number. So the six is everything. So would you consider yourself like in your relationships and stuff like that? The patriarch is the glue that keeps the family together. Would you say that that's the way you are in your life and how you deal with your family members and friends?
I try to keep communication going, but it's
Right.
hard when no one wants to. So there's yeah.
But you nailed it. So here's the thing. You're not there to save them. You're there to be yourself. So the
Yeah.
thing is you are. So you kind of confirmed to me that you are doing it. But of course, you're going to have resistance. That's fine. But
Yeah.
that's not on you. That's on them. Right.
Mhm.
So really, it's saying keep doing what you're doing because that's what you're supposed to be. Whether it's family members or somebody that you just met or something like that. You're kind of making yourself out to be like stern person. But like in deep down inside, I think that you're mushy and that you have a good heart and that you have to keep that exterior like to protect yourself.
Yeah. A lot of people think
No.
I'm a bitch, but then people say, once you
What?
get to know me, I'm like the nicest person.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
I'm standoffish.
When you say stuff like that, then I revert to
Yeah.
your palmistry. Oh yeah, it's right there. That's what I
Mm,
love when we're going to get into your face and your hands because it's like the stuff that you're telling me is like, oh yeah, I already got that in here.
yeah.
So I just love it. And the achievement number, the lifetime, it's about the humanitarian. So let me ask you something. Do you do anything to work with charities or do anything to help other people?
I just donate to Goodwill. That's about it.
Okay. Something that you might want to think about is if you have a favorite charity or you have something that's connected. Like what I mean, I have a niece that had cystic fibrosis. So
Uh-huh.
I would go to the Great Shred Walk and I would do palm readings for money to raise for the, I would suggest um, doing that if you find like if a friend comes, hey, we're going to have this charity event, blah, 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 go and volunteer or go and do something because that's part of the test of being a
Yeah.
humanitarian.
I actually skipped out on one of those last week.
Oops. Oops. So, but here's the thing. But
It's
here's the
too
thing.
much.
No, why? But here's the thing. Um, that's great confirmation.
Yeah.
So maybe not last week, but maybe the next time. That's what I like because it's like planting the seed. It's like, well, then maybe next time when that comes up, you go like, I remember what Niko said about going and
Yeah.
because the thing is you want to fulfill the humanitarian aspect of you,
Yeah. Well,
and
I
you're
just
not.
didn't like it because it interfered with my work.
No, that's fine. But what I'm saying is do it
Yeah.
out of fun. Do it like
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah,
charity.
yeah.
If you're into dogs or if you're into whatever and you want to help a rescue, whatever, go do that. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Is
yeah, yeah.
give. It's about giving. Because you're gonna sit there one day and regret that you didn't go out and do more things. You're
Yeah.
not gonna sit there and go, God, I wish I could have worked more. Because you it's
I don't
like
know.
what?
Maybe working is her charity.
No.
Yeah. Donating
Well,
to my
but
boss.
but the charity is for others, is being a service
Yes.
to others.
I'm done.
So, but the thing is the five is learning how to be the five in retirement. You're
Mhm.
putting aside all the jobs and like, okay, now do you have hobbies? Do you do anything for hobbies?
Not really.
Not really, Niko. So
Uh,
that's something that you
I
might want to consider.
I go hiking sometimes.
Hiking is okay, but do you do anything like, I don't know, like cooking or just
I cook.
hobbies and stuff that you like, well, then that's a hobby. So the thing
Yeah.
is um, get more, maybe, do spend a little more time doing that kind of stuff than anything. Yes, going for hikes, going for walks. But for you, you're a workaholic and the number I'm going to show you is going to tell you why. But the thing is you're just like way too serious and way too hard on yourself, putting pressure on work. And it's just like, go have fun. And when I saw the 3 5s, I'm going like, okay, she just needs to veg out and be a little bit more fun in what she's doing. So the achievement number, I'm going to read this real quick. It is the individual who has a 9 as an achievement number has chosen to take the final exam of being human. In addition to the challenge of 9 itself, learning to do what you love rather than trying to be loved or to maintain control. There are challenges associated with each of the previous 8 challenges, the numbers 1 through 8, issues involving ego, self, others, communication, focus, overcoming procrastination, and control issues, learning to be flexible, balancing. So the thing is in your picture, I feel like you still have more room to grow spiritually. I think
Mhm.
that you may dabble
Yeah, I dabble.
yeah, okay. You need to dabble more is what I guess what I'm
Okay.
trying to say. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're gonna come to that was the expression. That's your name. Okay.
Okay.
Um, now we're gonna come to the life path. And the life path is your birthday. Okay. And your
Mhm.
birthday is 2/25/1979, right? Okay.
Correct.
Basically, in numerology, all you do is you just add up the numbers to
Mhm.
reduce to get to a single number.
Yes.
And you nailed what your number was.
Yeah,
It was an 8.
the 8.
So what thank you. So everything that you're so when I saw the 8, I'm going like, okay. So, but the thing is here's the thing. It's not what drives you. You might think so, but it's not. It's how you see
Uh,
the world too. So
Okay.
the thing is, when people say, well, what numbers are you? They tend to go with the life path, but that's not what motivates you. That's how you see the world.
Mm,
That's how you deal with people and everything else. This 8 is overpowering everything else that's in your chart.
okay.
I can sit here and listen to you talk. I'm like, yeah, I like to work and I'm a blah, blah. And it's because of the 8. And the thing is, it's all about getting the job done. Power, wealth, and authority, completing tasks are very important to you. Okay.
Yes,
Can come off as being overbearing.
probably.
Yeah, very much
I'm
so.
fine with it.
I'm sure everybody else is too.
Everyone else probably
I
isn't.
really like that. That's funny. It's interesting because part of your birth date, there's a aspect of numerology. It's called the cycle of life. And
Mhm.
you break down the birth month, the date, and the year, and you slash them, and you get 3 numbers. From 0 to 27 of age, you were a 2. What is 2? Partnership, relationship is a 2, but that's 27. You're in the second category, which is 28 to 54, correct?
Yes.
So here's the thing. You're a 7. And what is the 7th? And it's just what I talked about, spirituality. So the
Mhm.
energy that you're in your age right now is spirituality. That's what, and I don't even remember writing that, but the thing is, that makes sense. The stuff that I say, it comes up over again when I'm not even looking at that. Okay. So the thing is the 7 is what you're in. When you hit 55, oh, this is scary. When you hit 55, it's an 8
Mhm.
again. So the thing is,
Yay!
yay, I did love it.
Back
The
to
8 is
8.
But here's the thing. But let me tell you this though. The 8 is the number one karmic lesson that most people have to learn. So what I'm saying is people, I'm going to say fear you, but you got to understand people don't understand you is because it's a karmic lesson for them to learn. Does that make
She's
sense?
happy
So
about
the
it.
thing is just by what we're talking about, I can see why that's true.
I
Because the
love to
thing is
scare people.
you're 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 overbearing and you scare people. And the thing is and you're loving it.
I
And the thing
do.
so the thing is that's you understand how people view you. And the thing is it's something that you might want to learn to mellow out. When I look at the 8 here and I look at the 6, that's like mush. That's like
Mhm.
dirt and water mixing because the 6 is all about love and about family. And the 8 is totally the opposite. So the thing is some people can see you overbearing in your family life. And so
Mhm.
the thing is but you like that. That's kind of interesting.
Well, I'm a bartender too, so as a bartender, gotta kinda yell at
Oh,
a lot
so
of
you
people,
deal with no, I get that.
and they like it.
Like it. Of course you do. But let me ask you something. Would be bartending be part of your social life?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, very
probably.
much. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely say. So the thing is instead of doing hobbies and stuff, you take in that time, and the reason why you do that is because you enjoy it. It's actually taking up a lot more of your time
Yeah.
than you
It's
would
also
spending.
very draining, so that's when I'm done with work, I just wanna go home and
Right.
not on
And
people.
and and again, I love this. That's where the spirituality comes in.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the thing is if they're doing that, you're not growing spiritually. The thing is you're allowing people to take your energy.
Yeah.
And so that you now it totally makes sense. It's because you have to be an 8 when you're in that environment,
Oh, yeah.
but when you're not, you can let down your wall and be the 6. Okay.
Mhm.
That's a choice that we all make for what we do for a living. But to me, you're not accomplishing everything that you need to accomplish in this lifetime on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
You're kind of like this. My thing is, do you know your spirituality? How would you define your spirituality? Are you religious, spiritual? How would you define?
I I don't really know. I mean, I was baptized Catholic. I
Yeah,
purchased a Bible like a year ago because I wanted to start reading it, but
yeah,
I don't think we ever know what is at the end until we're
yeah.
there. So I think
So,
it's unfair to pick something because I don't know what it is.
Do you like this kind of stuff that we're doing right now, or do
Oh,
you
yeah,
like
I love.
you do? Oh, so you believe in it? Are
Oh,
you're
yeah,
not?
yeah. I
Yeah,
find it
okay.
intriguing and interesting.
But and that's what and that's kind of one of the messages for you is
Ugh.
that when I was getting tarot cards, it's like no, she would be good at it, and you confirmed that, which I already knew. Uh, to-
Wait, hold on a second. My
Whoa,
tarot
girl.
card.
Yeah, girl. You do my reading right now? Am I gonna
I'm
get fortune? Am I gonna be
I need
so? But the thing
lessons.
here's the thing: you're spending too much time with work and not on your personal self,
Okay.
spiritually and fun and hobbies. I know that you like. I don't know your situation financially. I understand, but the thing is it's not about the physical realm. M- We're spiritual creatures having a physical experience. The
Yes.
spiritual aspect is just as important or more important than the physical because what you don't learn in this lifetime, you're going to have, I believe, come back and learn it. And guess what? Your
Mm.
karmic lesson at 8, you're going to have to learn that over again because you're being hardcore. And so what I'm trying to say is learn to like let down your wall a little bit and let yourself to relax. Again, the 5, go back to being the 5, have fun.
Have fun.
Maybe you think that being a bartender is fun, but it's not. It's draining. It's actually taking away from the spiritual aspect of your life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Bartending's fun. The customers are not. I
That's an
like making a
oxymoron.
good drink, but I don't like the drunk people.
No, good. Just one more drink.
Right.
But do you see when you're around that environment, what do you think you're being bombarded with? The
Ugh,
energy is like terrible. And that's
so
just like
negative.
on a spiritual level. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying quit your day job, but what I'm saying is, yeah, there's a part of you that enjoys it, mixing the drinks. But the problem is these people, you're a counselor, you're sitting there counseling all these people that are all messed up.
And they don't like to hear my opinion because it's honest.
No, that's true. Very much true.
Yeah. I made a girl cry.
But for some reason, they keep coming back.
Yeah. I
For the
have a customer
drinks.
who says he comes in for the abuse, not the service. So,
I want to move on to your
yes.
personal year. So this year, how you get your personal year is you get your month and your birth date, and then you add this year, 2026. Okay. And a personal year is the energy that you're in this year right now. And then it goes down, next year will be another number. So this is a very important year for you. This is
Ooh.
a 2026 is a 1 for you, one number. So you're starting the cycle right now in
Is it
what
a
you're
five?
doing. What? No, you're
I
no
said, is it
5.
a
Stop
five?
it. It's about building. It's about leadership. It's about coming into a really important cycle in your life because it's like, okay, what do you want to do? Because the next 9 years or whatever is building up towards what you've done, what you do in this first year. So
Okay.
this year is a 1 year. Next year, 27 will be a 2 year. It's about partnership, relationship, cooperations. 28 will be a 3. It's about communications, artistic, and stuff like that. You right now are in 1. So what does that mean? It means start putting together the things that you want to do in life. What is it that you want? Would you say that you're happy in your life and things have turned out the way that you wanted?
I've had a rough week. So no.
Life in general, would you say in
Yeah.
general? Would you say you accomplished what you wanted to do in this lifetime?
I don't know what I want.
Thank you.
I thought I wanted to get married and have kids, and I haven't even come close.
Don't worry. I'm going to show you in your face what you said because it's true.
Okay.
Anyways, so this year is very important. It's a personal year. It's your energy as a 1 is about building up what it is that you want. So does that make sense?
I
Does you
hope
have any?
so.
Okay. Do you have any questions on the numerology part?
No, that makes
Oh,
sense.
great. So what I like to do after that is I'm not a big tarot card reader, but I
Ugh.
do love the cards of destiny. Do you know anything
Ooh,
about the cards of destiny?
I don't think so. Oh, did we lose him?
Uh,
We
well,
did.
I think we just lost Nico.
We did.
Um, so
Yeah.
I guess that's a sign.
Yes.
Uh, You know what? I'm going to say Niko Xiros. I believe he has a face reading event on March 21st in Burbank, and I was going to give him the opportunity of leaving his links so that people could contact him if they wanted to make an appointment or go see him on March 21st, but we will leave those in the podcast. Tawny Amber Young, thank you for being here.
Hi.
Here he went. Did you hear any of us?
No, it was spinning. It kept on spinning, and it's
Oh,
like, "Do you want
Oh.
to connect?" And I hit, "Yeah," and then poof, I was gone.
Well, we were just promoting you a little bit. You're doing a face reading class in Burbank on March 21st.
Yes, it's a Saturday from 10 to 1. It's 3 hours, and it's for content creators.
Oh,
And
perfect.
basically what it is I'm teaching you face reading so you understand your face and how you communicate. So if you're a brainiac, you're a data person. So you're matching your abilities of what you're good at. Like you're an implementer. So the thing is with you, you want to be, when you're talking to your audience, you're going to say, I really feel that this is going to help a lot of you because of this, this, and this. You're going to get the advantage. You know what I'm saying? But someone who's emotional, you're going to say, guys, you're going to love this shit. It's going to be super. So it helps the content creator to focus more on how to present their material to their audience.
Mhm.
And it's $35. It's for 3 hours. And I've got a slide presentation, but I used to teach this class at Cerritos College. So in the class was called How to Read a Person Instantly. So
Well, and if someone wanted to make an appointment with you, how might they contact you?
I would say the best would be to email me. So,
All right.
all
Niko
right.
Xiros, Tawny Amber Young, and I'm Candy, and we will see you next time on the Proxy Principal. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Tune in for the continuation of Tawny's reading by Niko Xiros on the next episode of
The Proxy Principal.
Ready to unlock the power behind every face and turn it into scroll-stopping content? Don't miss out on this exclusive one-of-a-kind experience. Characters by the Numbers presents the ultimate secrets to face reading for social media content creators. Whether you're creating for TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or building your own personal brand anywhere online, this workshop will give you a powerful edge. Learn how to interpret facial features, connect more deeply with your audience, and create content that truly resonates. Led by media consultant Niko Xiros, this dynamic session blends ancient face reading techniques with modern content strategy. Perfect for influencers, entrepreneurs, and creatives who are ready to stand out. Mark your calendars for March 21st, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Crystal Shrine, 1006 North Lima Street in Burbank, California. It's only $35 to reserve your spot now. Call 949-636-0674 or email Niko at nikoxiros.com. That's Niko, Niko, at nikoxiros.com. Spaces are limited, so make sure to secure your seat and start seeing faces and content in a whole new way. Turn curiosity into creativity, turn faces into stories, and turn your content into connection.